Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, great. Hare Krishna. So we will read that. You can also read to yourself. In the interest of time, we are not doing call and repeat. Sattvam rajastama iti prakritir gunastair yuktah para purusha eka ihasya datte sthiti adaye hari virinchi hareti samgnah shreyamsi tatra kalu sattvatanor nunam syuhu Sattvam rajastama iti prakritir gunastair yuktah para purusha eka ihasya datte sthiti adaye hari virinchi hareti samgnah shreyamsi tatra kalu sattvatanor nunam syuhu Sattvam, goodness, rajaha, passion, tamaha, the darkness of ignorance, iti, thus, prakritehe, of the material nature, gunaha, qualities, taihi, by them, yuktaha, associated with, paraha, transcendental, purushaha, the personality, ekaha, one, iha asya, of this material world, tatte accepts, sthiti adaye, for the matter of creation, maintenance, and destruction, etc. Hari, Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, Virinchi, Brahma, Hara, Lord Shiva, Iti, thus, Samgna, different features, Shreyamsi, ultimate benefit, Tatra, therein, Kalu, of course, Sattva, goodness, Tanoho, form, Nunam, of the human being, Syuhu, derived. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness, and ignorance. And just for the material world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of the quality of goodness. Purport. That Lord Sri Krishna, by his plenary parts, should be rendered devotional service, as explained above, is confirmed by this statement. Lord Sri Krishna and all his plenary parts are Vishnu Tattva, or the Lordship of Godhead. From Sri Krishna, the next manifestation is Baladeva. From Baladeva is Sankarshana. From Sankarshana is Narayana. From Narayana, there is second Sankarshana. And from this Sankarshana, the Vishnu Purusha avatars. The Vishnu, or the deity of the quality of goodness in the material world, is Purusha Avatara, known as Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu or Paramatma. Brahma is the deity of the Rajas, passion, and Shiva of ignorance. They are the three departmental heads of the three qualities of this material world. Creation is made possible by Brahma's quality of passion and his endeavor. It is maintained by the goodness of Vishnu, and when it requires to be destroyed, Lord Shiva does it by the Tandava Nritya. The materialists and the foolish human beings worship Brahma and Shiva respectively, but the pure transcendentalists worship the form of goodness, Vishnu, in his various forms. Vishnu is manifested by his millions and billions of integrated forms and separated forms. The integrated forms are called Godhead, and the separated forms are called the living entities or the Jivas. Both the Jivas and Godhead have their original spiritual forms. Jivas are sometimes subjected to the control of material energy, but the Vishnu forms are always controllers of this energy. When Vishnu, the personality of God, appears in the material world, he comes to deliver the conditioned living beings who are under the material energy. Such living beings appear in the material world with intentions of being lords, and thus they become entrapped by the three modes of nature. As such, the living entities have to change their material coverings for undergoing different terms of imprisonment. The prison house of the material world is created by Brahma under the instruction of the personality of Godhead, and at the conclusion of the Kalpa, the whole thing is destroyed by Shiva. But as far as maintenance of this prison house is concerned, it is done by Vishnu, as much as the state prison house is maintained by the state. And therefore, who wishes to get out of this prison house of the material existence, which is full of miseries like repetition of birth, death, disease, and old age, must please Lord Vishnu for such liberation. Lord Vishnu is worshipped by devotional service only, and if one has to continue prison life in this material world, he may ask for relative facilities for temporary relief from the different demigods like Shiva, Brahma, Indra, and Varuna. No demigod, however, can release the imprisoned living being from the conditioned life of material existence. This can be done only by Vishnu. Therefore, the ultimate benefit may be derived from Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. We'll say the pranam mantra, so I'll be able to speak as per the previous Acharya's instructions, and then you will be able to also receive that as a devotional service for each other to Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my recital obeisances unto him. Namo Vishnu Vande Krishna Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarobhyasya Kripa Sindhobhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Sukadeva Goswami is explaining about the importance of devotional service and also the importance of uh, Vishnu worship and how to get out of this material world. What is the ultimate benefit? Which is we have been discussing in the previous classes. There is so many types of dharma, but the Uttama dharma is Ahaituki Apratiha, means like the unmotivated, unconditional devotional service. And what are the benefits of that? We have read from the previous days. And today the discussion is about how this material world is created. And in this material world, if we want to derive the ultimate benefit, which is to render devotional service, whom we should worship. So what did we see here? That in this material world, there are three gunas. What are those? Sattvam, Rajas, and Tamas. Means the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance. This material world is called Mahat Tattva. So, and then how is it created? It is created by just a glance. So, Mahat Tattva means like it is the entire cosmic manifestation. Mahavishnu lies down on the causal ocean, the Garbhodaka ocean. And once from his each of his body, millions force of the on his body, there are millions and millions of universes coming out, and they are floating on this causal ocean. Then Mahavishnu just glances over those different universes, and we are in one such universe that came out of Mahavishnu. And through his glance, all the different living entities that are in this material manifestation or on the material side, they will enter into the material world, and depending upon our desires and the previous karma, we get a particular type of body and start trying to live this life, and then after that another life comes. So this goes on, and after the material world time is over, it again gets destroyed, and there will be some the bigger destruction is the material world going back into Mahavishnu's body. But in this process, there will be different kalpas of Brahma. Means like Brahma lives for 100 years, and in those 100 years, like after every day, there will be partial destruction. Means all of the universes will be filled with water, uh, and then again after the next day, the water recedes, and the creation happens again. So uh, these are the three modes, and how within the universe, how the expansion happens is after a universe comes out of the pore of Mahavishnu's body, he glances uh, um, that universe, and then basically all the living entities go inside, and then he again goes inside that each universe as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and again he lies down on that universe at the bottom, and from his body water comes out, transcendental water comes out, and that becomes the Garbhodaka ocean. So you know, so we are discussing, right? One is the Karna ocean, and then this is the Garbhodaka ocean, and then he lies on that, and from his navel comes the lotus stem, and within when the lotus opens, Lord Brahma appears, And when Brahma comes out, he sees nothing. Everything is dark, and there is nothing there. Then he sits. Then he is wondering. He is bewildered. Then he hears two words coming from from within his heart, and it's called tapa, means sit and do tapa. So he sits and start meditation, and Krishna within the heart of Brahma. When I say Krishna, it is the Vishnu. He gives all the knowledge that is required to do the creation. So, so ultimately, it is Vishnu or Krishna, the primary creator, and Brahma is the secondary creator. Using the knowledge given by Vishnu, Brahma creates this whole universe, and all the living entities enter into the different bodies, and they do that. And when it comes to the for the time of destruction, Shiva, he does the it's mentioned here, right? Tandava Nritya means um, there is the Pralaya Tandava also it's called, means when that dance is done, the whole universe is filled with Pralaya, means destruction. Everything gets either burnt or like filled with, after it's all completely burnt, it gets filled with water. And next day of Brahma, the water goes down again. Brahma comes out of the lotus, he meditates, he gets the knowledge, he creates, and this cycle repeats for 100 years of Brahma, and finally the universe goes back into this Mahavishnu's body. So from here, what did we understand? This material world is not permanent. It goes through the cycles of creation, maintenance, and destruction. So these are the three phases. And can even like let's take a house, right? We build a house. The house has to be maintained because repairs keep coming. Someone has to keep constantly looking after the house. And finally, when generations of family lives there, and when finally the house, nobody's, the age of the house is no longer sustainable, what happens? The house is demolished. So, can these three things happen by themselves? Means the creation of the house, the maintenance of the house, and the destruction of the house? No, someone has to do it. Someone has to build the house. Someone has to constantly keep maintaining the house. And finally, when the time of destruction comes, if it's left like that, completely, it's neither livable. At the same time, the raw material is still unused. So someone has to come and demolish the house. So same thing. When this material world has to be created, Krishna accepts three roles, and it is Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. They are called Gunavataras because they are responsible for the three modes, which is creation, maintenance, and destruction. So, even while taking a house, right, when we are creating, um, if we did not have the passion, like if we did not have the strong desire to have our own house, will we build a house? We won't. So basically, that is what Brahma is representative of. He is the mode of passion. Means there should be a strong desire to enjoy. So that's why Brahma is responsible for the mode of passion, and with the passion, we create things. But once the things are created, we should be very careful with the thing that is created, because even science says entropy. Entropy means like everything by default uh, rushes towards destruction. So in order for that to be maintained, we have to be very careful. We have to be very good and expert in maintaining it. So that's why the mode of goodness, it is Vishnu, the responsibility. And if if we really don't take care of things properly, and everything will ultimately get destroyed. And if something is left out, we have to bring the procliner or the bulldozer to build it down. So if once Krishna decides that okay, this material world no longer has, I should not, this time is over, I won't be maintaining this, then destruction takes place, and Lord Shiva comes and completely makes it into ash, and again the cycle repeats. So that's why mode of ignorance. If we are ignorant of the responsibilities, then it runs towards destruction. So Lord Shiva is, that's why the head of the mode of ignorance. Only if these three things are there, the creation will be there. So essentially, they are called. That's why Gunavatars, and this is also compared to a prison house. Why? Because We are all energies of the Supreme Lord Krishna. There are three types of energies we have been discussing in the previous classes also. One is the spiritual potency, one is the material potency, one is the marginal potency. The spiritual potency are also called the integrated, also called the integrated energy, means that energy is tightly integrated with Krishna and there is no difference. All the Purusha avatars and all. Um, and the marginal potency is the separated energy, which is the living entities. And the third energy is the dull material energy where it requires agitation. That's why Mahavishnu, he has to glance it and agitate that for the creation to happen. And this the science is trying very hard to come up with so many theories of when initially they thought gravity was a force. Now they are saying that gravity is not a force, but everything is like a very stretched out space where the different objects are there, and because the space is bent, the other object gets comes towards it, and that is what is gravity is. But if we read Srimad Bhagavatam, we will be able to answer all the questions that science is not able to answer. So it is whole that stretched out space is nothing but the causal ocean where Mahavishnu is lying on, and from his pores all these universes like are coming out, and they are also balanced by Anantasesh. So this you cannot have anything randomly flying like that by itself and being in order. Someone has to keep it in order. So that is the energy that we cannot see, but that is the force of Krishna. So those are that is the the mode of the three types of energies. So coming to the marginal potency, which is the living entities, when Krishna expanded all his with his energies, some are the Purusha avatars, which are integrated energies, and some are the separated energies, which is the Vibhinnamsa and Swamsa. Also, Vibhinnamsa is the living entities. So we living entities, as soon as the expansion happened and the living entities uh, manifested, 75%, three-fourth of the living entities already had realized their natural position, which is that we are eternally the servants of the Supreme Lord. It is the Supreme Lord. Because of the Supreme Lord, we came into the manifestation. So they immediately turned to the Supreme Lord and started rendering service. But whatever be the reason, the remaining 25% of the living entities, as soon as the manifestation happened, they wanted to, they, when I say they, we all in this material world, we all wanted to enjoy independently by ourselves. We forgot the real natural position, which is that we are eternal servants of the Supreme Lord. And because of that, then Krishna is so merciful. He does not force the remaining 25% and say, hey, you forgot. You have to remember yourself and you have to forcefully render me service. No, he created this whole, he expanded as Mahavishnu and he created this whole universe just to fulfill the desire of the 25% of the living entities who wanted to enjoy independently of Krishna. But what is the problem? That since we something is not natural, it doesn't sustain. So basically, this desire, we any enjoyment that we have outside of um, the Supreme Lord is not fulfilling. So we living entities are constantly looking for happiness, either by getting a new car or taking our family to different trips, or trying to change one job to another, getting this salary, or going from one place to another, building one house, or uh, uh, decorating the house with this equipment or this toys or whatever the decorative gift items are like those. But we are constantly running after this. So uh, we completely forgot. So basically, that's why Krishna also comes again and again, um, millennium after millennium, to remind us, hey, you are stuck. Because if someone doesn't know what is possible, they will not know that they have to follow that. So Krishna is also merciful, and he sees that um, that these living entities forgot, genuinely forgot, and I am going to remind them. So he comes as different avatars to attract us, and living entities who are attracted, then immediately wants, oh yes, what Krishna is saying is correct. Let me get out of this material world. Because what is the problem in this material world? Prabhupada in his lecture says that most of the people in this material world don't know what the problem is. If someone asks the problem, what is the problem? Oh, I have to get two chapatis for today. Or someone says, I have to get promotion. Those are not the problems. The main problem that everyone is facing is Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. Means everybody is taking birth, everybody is having diseases, everybody is getting old. We want to be young always, but suddenly, and as we turn 40, we start getting so many pains in the body which haven't when which takes us by surprise. And then finally we all have to die. How can we avoid that problem? And Prabhupada he gives an example like he tells that this human form of life is the opportunity that we got to get out of this misery of this material world, which is to solve these three problems. If we don't use this opportunity, then we will have to go into another, take another life in the lower species of life, animal life. And he says that when he was started preaching this to the Western audience, of course, he made so many people transform and become devotees, but not every living entity is willing to take that. And Prabhupada admits that because some people who say that, oh, what is the problem? Next life I will happily become an animal and I can eat, sleep, and mate and defend. Prabhupada says that yes, that is our mission is very difficult. If we have this kind of people who are moodas, who are just happy to become an animal, then what can we do? And if we become an animal, nothing is in our control because we have to strictly follow the nature rules. If we are, let's say we are a squirrel, like we wake up in the morning, we want to get some food, we want to cross the road, and suddenly what happens? A car comes and drives on us, and we are gone. Like things is under control. And then let's say we are in the wild, then we are constantly in anxiety. Who wants that life? But if some animal people are like willing to take that, then that's fine. But that's why Krishna conscious movement is for the intelligent people. If someone is intelligent who says that yes, I don't want this human life, I don't want this animal life, which is I have to constantly go through birth, death, old age, and disease, then what can I do? If they ask the question, then Krishna will bring us to the right place where that knowledge will be revealed. And the human form of life is the rarest. It's yeah, I'm forgetting what Prahlad Maharaj says that it is Durlavam Manushya Janma, means it is very, very rare to get this birth. And as soon as we get this birth, if we take advantage and take this shelter of the Supreme Lord in this Kali Yuga, Srimad Bhagavatam, and start chanting, then we'll get the knowledge to get out to solve our problem. And some analogies that were given for this material world is just like when the Kumbh Mela happens, right, where there is nothing before the Mela, but when the preparations start happening, a huge city comes on the banks of the river. And as soon as the Mela is over, then everything is demolished. So same thing with this material world is created, maintained, and destroyed. And in the prison house, we have an opportunity. Now this prison house is like compared to the material world. In this prison house, we can come here and uh, either we can go and do some favorable things to the superintendent or the jailer, and the jailer might become so much um, happy that we are doing some service and give some facilities, which is not give some hard work like breaking the stone, or maybe put this as a typewriter, right? To use the typewriter. And that's what when Prabhupada visited a prison, he said that some people are working very hard, but some people who are very favorable to the general or the jailers who are there, they were given some easy work like taking care of the library or like that. So here also to conduct this material world, Vishnu appoints so many demigods like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, like that. We can do some yagnas to favor them, and they will give some benefits like taking to the heavenly planets after life. But Shine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti means after our pious credits are over, we again have to fall down into this earthly planet and take birth again as human form of firstly not even human form, we get animal form, then to human form we have to wait for some many lifetimes. But if we want to get out of this material world, if we take the shelter of the state itself that is running, and if we follow the instructions exactly, then the state will immediately release us. Same thing. We can waste our time to pray, worship the demigods, or we can take shelter of Vishnu, who will come and swiftly deliver us from this miserable world. When I say miserable, don't think that we are all pessimistic here, because we are looking at a higher problem, not the lower problem. When we are talking at lower problems, yeah, these are very things, but ultimately everything is futile because we all have to die. So that's why the higher problem we are trying to solve. And in this material world, there is no way that we can solve the problem otherwise, other than getting out of this material world. So we have to take shelter of Vishnu. And one thing before I close is Shreyamsi. This is only if we want. It's not that someone will come and force us to get out of this material world. It has to start with our desire. Unless and until we desire to get out of this material world, we cannot get out. Krishna also will not give any facilities, because Krishna respects every living entity's desire. Our first desire was to enjoy independently, so he gave this facility. Unless and until we want to go back to our natural position, which is Jive Swarupaya Nityara Krishna Das, he will wait. He will keep giving all the facilities for us to enjoy into the material world or suffer based on our karma. But the moment we decide that Krishna, I want to turn my head towards you, I want to get this out of this material world, then he will bring us to this kind of association. He will bring us to the spiritual master, who is a bona fide person who will take us back home, back to Godhead. So with that, I will close today's session. Any questions, comments, please share. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
It was very insightful session, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question. Like, as you mentioned about the gravitational force and all those things. So, modern science believe there is a Big Bang theory and there is a black hole in the universe. So, can we compare that black hole as Hirodaksai Vishnu in each and every universe, who is binding the planets within the universe?
Yeah, so the current theory is, at the center of every universe and every universe, there is a big black hole, and at the center of every galaxy, there is a small black hole. Yeah, so when we say, when they say black hole, it's not like color black, but light doesn't go inside and they cannot see what is behind that. When they say black, it is they don't know that, because there is everything is when we can see only colors when there is light, and when there are no colors, it is completely black. So yes, we can. And current theory is that everything emanated from one spot, right, which is the Big Bang theory, and science doesn't know what was there before the Big Bang. So we know from Bhagavatam that everything was emanating from one small spore from the Mahavishnu's body. And other thing science says is this universe is keep on expanding, and they don't know when the expansion stops. But we know from Bhagavatam that as Mahavishnu is breathing out, the universe is expanding, expanding, expanding. And at one point, Mahavishnu decides to breathe in. It again contracts and go back to the same thing. So you can yeah, with the knowledge that we have, yes, that black hole can be considered as the pore of Mahavishnu, where everything goes back to the same thing after the expansion stops.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very good session, Prabhuji. Thank you for that. Clearly explained about the materialistic world. So it looks like the destruction, and maybe it's going to happen soon, because a lot of fightings, lot of I think floods and all, everything is happening. Maybe slowly maybe we don't know, maybe very soon it's going to happen, maybe in 20 years or 50 years, we don't know. Maybe it looks like it's very soon. Before that, we need to completely devote to our Krishna conscious and with Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu. Sorry, Lord Vishnu and Shiva and with Krishna.
So that's a good point, Prabhuji. So of course, we are in Kali Yuga, so everything appears to be running towards the destruction. Because towards the end of Kali Yuga, Kalki Avatar comes and destroys everything and re-establishes the righteous people, righteous kings, to begin the Satya Yuga. But what we have to understand is we are only in the initial phase of Kali Yuga. There is still another 400,000 years left. But as we read the Srimad Bhagavatam further and further, we'll come to the last canto, where the symptoms of Kali Yuga are mentioned. What we see now is not even even a fraction of what are supposed to be there. So some glimpses are given there, which will be very scary. Food becomes so scarce. that the people will kill their own children, eat them. So that is the level it will reach. But the thing is, in this Kali Yuga, we have a great advantage. We don't have to wait, keep taking births as animals or humans in this Kali Yuga.
Yeah.
There is a golden period of 10,000 years which is currently going on. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, told that as soon as my Senapati devotee comes, the golden age starts. And from the symptoms of what Prabhupada established, where every town and village is chanting the holy name, the 10,000 years of golden age has started. And if we take the holy name, we'll be able to get out of this Kali Yuga within this 10,000 years itself. But once the 10,000 years are over, then getting out of this Kali Yuga is very, very difficult, next to impossible.
Thank you, Prabhuji. This is a good golden opportunity.
Yes,
Instead of running for the cars, instead of running for the lot many materialistic happiness, of course, then day to day, what we needed, we can get it, but we need to pray our God. So,
but yeah, so the biggest advantage of Krishna conscious movement is that we don't have to stop other things. All we have to do is we have to bring Krishna into the center. So nobody is saying don't buy a car, but if you buy a car, just within your heart, just do a promise. I'm going to use my car to go to every Sunday program. I'm going to use the car to help devotees get from here and there if they are in need. If you want to buy a house, don't stop buying a house, but buy a house and take a promise that start with once a month. I will host a program in my house. Then do it every week like that.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very good points. Thank you for the explanation.
Hare Krishna. Thanks for the option.
Hare Krishna. So let's thank His Grace Patitapavana Prabhu for delivering wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam class by chanting 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you very much for joining today's session. Let's offer our prayers for Lord Narasimha to give a complete protection for all our ISKCON Somerset congregation members and entire world. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Julantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Bhatram Muchor Namamyam Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Julantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Bhatram Muchor Namamyam Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Julantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Bhatram Muchor Namamyam. Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan ki jai. So let's offer our obeisances for all assembled Vaishnavas who gave a wonderful opportunity to read Srimad Bhagavatam together. Vancha kalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Few announcements. Today evening we will have Krishna Kathamratam class at 8 p.m. Please join without fail. And tomorrow morning 6:30 a.m. we will have a regular Bhagavatam class. And this Friday, we are celebrating Balaram Purnima, appearance of Balaram, and Paurnami also, very auspicious day. It is happening in Ramakarnesh Prabhu's house, Piscataway. So I'll circulate the invitation. I encourage all of you join. And there will be a special Julan also. So during this period, Krishna enjoys Julan Yatra. Julan means swing festival. So we will have a special Julan and Balaram Purnima Katha, and also our upcoming big major event, Sri Krishna Janmashtami is coming. So for that also we need to plan and discuss and make all the team solidify who is going to take which responsibility. All the stuff we will discuss on that Balaram Purnima day, encouraging everyone to join without fail. So with that, we will conclude the class by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra enthusiastically. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. भगवान श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय. अमल पुराणम श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. See you all today evening's class. Hare Krishna.